We're waiting on financial analyst Leonard Raskin to join us today. He is CEO of Raskin Global. And sometimes on the show, we talk about millennials in the workforce, and we talk about, certain concessions that are being made for millennials so that they're happy in the workplace. And if you kind of compare generationally millennials to baby boomers, and then you got us Gen Xers in the middle, when you kind of look at the different generations of ages of workers, everybody's in a different place, where baby boomers may have had a whole lot more loyalty as they were coming up through the ranks of the workplace. Millennials are hopping all over the place. Well, today we're going to focus on the boomers, and we're talking about the boomers who might be late bloomers. Leonard Raskin, good morning to you.
Good morning.
We're talking about perhaps for the person who's about to retire or has already retired. Retirement is not what it used to be anymore. People are still up and going. In fact, some people are starting kind of a second business life.
Yeah, they've made the decision that they're through with corporate America, or corporate America may be through with them, but they're not through working. They don't just want to sit around and do nothing, so they've decided it's time to start their own company.
Yeah, and it's and I guess sometimes this happens just because of boredom, but I guess sometimes, at least in the last several years, due to the economy, out of necessity, people come up with great ideas to move forward, right?
Absolutely. You've left that job, or that job's left you. You've made the decision that you're going to follow that passion you've had your whole life. You're going to start that company, and you're going to make a go of it and create the next pet rock. And everybody's going to buy it, and you're going to be a gazillionaire, and God bless.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get to a point in their career where they still want to work, they still want to do something, but maybe they don't want to work, 40, 50, 60-hour work weeks anymore, but they'd still like to keep busy. So some of these people that move on and start kind of a second work life, some are called graypreneurs, seniorpreneurs, they've even been called encore entrepreneurs. Is there any specific thing that people are doing, or is it just a little bit of everything?
Well, there's a little of everything. I think there's some of those part-time. You got everything from the Uber driver, and I'm going to buy some real estate, be an Airbnb real estate magnate, to I'm going to start a franchise, or I'm going to start my own company. And I think you need to be careful on the second part of that you better not think it's part-time if you're going to start your own company or a franchise. That's a full-time job. It's not going from the full-time employment to the part-time employment. So it depends on what you're out there doing it for. If you need that extra money for retirement, or if you have plenty of money and just looking for that next job to do or next career, and you think this is a great place to do it, just make sure you have your expectations in line with the amount of work you're going to get into for what it is that you try to start.
And it's not cheap oftentimes. I mean, a lot of people do. I mean, it's a dice roll, right? I mean, because people will have to tap into their savings to maybe get a business started. I know there are some that are virtually low to no expense, but oftentimes, if you want to do something right, you do have to make an investment. And for a lot of folks, there's not much margin for error once you get in that 50-plus range, right?
Absolutely. And if you're taking money out of your retirement accounts, you may suffer taxes and penalties to take the money out. You put it into a business, a franchise, or your own company. Doesn't quite go well, and you find out now not only are you short of retirement from before, you're shorter than you were, and you fall behind. A lot of businesses fail. People don't have good business plans. They don't have good business advice. They think anybody can do this, and before you know it, they're the one that didn't.
Hey, Leonard Raskin,
a lot of risk involved.
Leonard Raskin joining us, a financial analyst. And Leonard, and oftentimes people will want to get involved and start a business in something that they're passionate about, which is great because it seems like that would lend to perhaps them really going in full bore on this. But there's also a risk on that, right, without preparation. For folks that are over 50, what are some resources maybe they can look at to get some ideas on how to take that jump into business without, or at least to take that jump into business and have that correct focus going in to go with that passion?
Well, you want to look in your community for a number of resources. One of the things is there are ex-executives or business owners that have formed start councils, business consulting councils. You want to seek them out. You might look for the Small Business Administration in your area if they're good. The idea is to get advice from people that have run businesses, entrepreneur groups, startup groups, and find out what it takes to do it. Make sure you have a good business plan. Make sure you financed it properly. Best to use other people's money instead of your own. Find the wherewithal, find bankers, find people that have done it and can show you the way, and make sure that you're putting together a business and not just a hobby that you're trying to make money from and you find out it loses.
That's a good point. Leonard Raskin joining us. So you do something a little more passive, like become an Uber driver. But those people that have always dreamed of opening a restaurant and they've never done it before, you think you're just going to kick back and enjoy your clientele? There's a whole lot more work that goes into it than that. Leonard Raskin, thank you for joining us today. Financial analyst and CEO of Raskin Global. That's some interesting stuff to think about, because the older you get, no matter whether you want to believe it or not, you're getting ever closer to retirement, and retirement's changing. It's not what it used to be. You know, what is it? 30's the new, or 50's the new 30, or whatever that phrase would be. And, you know, retirement, a lot of people are waiting much longer to do it.
Absolutely. 722.